Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now on with the show.
Welcome back to Clean Consolidated, a podcast dedicated to the hit CW show starring Stephen Amell. I'm Love, and joining me as always is the lovely Kelly.
Hey!
Here we go. Our discussion today is episode 317, Suicidal Tendencies. And if I had to sum up this episode in one word, I would call it uneven. How about yourself, Kelly?
I didn't think that they would name an episode like what you would think about doing. But no, I'm just kidding. But
yeah, this was a pretty literal title for Arrow. We hadn't done a quite so literal title in a very long time.
Yeah.
I do want to commend them for finally addressing the PTSD of soldiers, or just PTSD in general, since we just kind of swept that under the rug with Oliver.
Awesome. PSA dig.
So, I was just like, are we going to ever get back to that with Oliver or not? Because he clearly has a whole lot of issues that I would love to know. Honestly, Oliver has a lot of pent-up issues that he really needs to work on.
He has a brain full of feral cats. And they're all just busting to get out.
Don't you mean feral island girls?
Well, that could be too.
Like I said, it was uneven for me because they were trying to tell two very different stories at once, and it had the detriment of only having one writer, where usually we have a writing team on Arrow. We haven't seen a solo writer in a long time.
Yeah, and that's a lot to do in a very short period of time.
Yes, I'm going to give it up to Keta Shimizu for that. I'm going to also tip my hat to Jesse Warren for his proficient use of his directorial aesthetic. I found it to be bland for an action episode, but since it was such a since this episode had such a dichotomy, I can kind of forgive it. Why don't we give them the synopsis, and then I will tell them the guest stars that appeared in this episode, because there were quite a lot.
It's celebration time as Diggle and Lila get married. However, Deadshot interrupts their honeymoon and tells them the Suicide Squad has been given a new mission. Rescue United States Senator Joseph Cray from a hostage situation in the Republic of Kaznia. That's right. Nothing can be good when Clayton Webb is involved. I'm sorry. Amanda Waller breaks down the mission and introduces them to the newest member of the Suicide Squad, Stupid Cupid. Meanwhile, Oliver learns about Ray's new Atom costume, and the two have a heated standoff. Felicity and Ray hit a rough patch.
We had Brandon Roth, of course, reprising the role as Ray Palmer in Slash the Atom. We had Audrey Marie Anderson as Lila Diggle. Yes, she's married to him now. She's got that. Cynthia Adder Robinson returns as Amanda Waller. Carl Noon as Misael Yamashiro. We had Amy Gumnick make her triumphant return as Carrie Cutter, a.k.a. Cupid. We had Christina Cox reprise her role as Mayor Celia Castle. We had Carmen Moore as just simply woman. Okay. I guess it's the woman that Stephen Culp, a.k.a. Senator Joseph Cray, was talking to. And then, of course, we had Captain Rowe, Michael Rowe as Floyd Lawton, a.k.a. Deadshot. And really kind of ticked off about the way we went about this whole Deadshot business and the whole Suicide Squad business, potentially. I just want to get that off my chest. Basically, yeah, at first I thought, for a very long time, I thought, oh, they'll just, revive him, resurrect him, because it's a comic book show. But then I thought about it, wait, we're making a Suicide Squad movie, and Deadshot is in it, and it's being played by Will Smith. So, yeah, he is dead for good in that Hive story that is so vital to Diggle's story. Presumably before the series wraps up, is once again on hiatus and in limbo. And I'm very, very sad. I can't believe Oliver is the best man and doesn't know the best man duties. He showed up late.
Well, because that would have been Tommy's job to make sure he got there on time.
Why you gotta go there, Kelly?
He doesn't have a Tommy.
He's supposed to be Diggle's Tommy for this one damn day, you selfish bastard. Oh, just, Oliver is the worst. And this proves it. This episode just proves it.
Yeah.
And Diggle forgives him because he's Diggle.
Yeah. And he says he's going to Photoshop him in.
I've seen the Photoshop jobs on Arrow. Anyway, Felicity arrives to the wedding with Ray Palmer as her +1. Oliver gets a little jelly, and Diggle, well, he threatens Ray in a big brotherly way that just makes me all warm and fuzzy.
Yes. Yes, I love that. And he will break him into a million pieces.
No doubt about it.
That's right. They won't be able to determine who he was. And he knows where to bury the bodies.
Oh, yeah, he does. Oh, heaven help whoever dates poor Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Both her parents can kick butt, nowhere to bury the bodies.
Mm-hmm. And own how many guns?
Exactly. So for some,
they need a big dog.
For some random reason, the minister can't make it. But hey, guess what?
He gets sent on a mission.
Fortunately, Ray is an ordained minister and can perform the ceremony. So they get married.
Wait a minute. The person who's supposed to be able to advise you on life skills and relationships, who has no life skills or relationships, how does that work?
At the wedding reception, Oliver longingly watches what he can't have as Diggle and Lila dance. But you can have it, Oliver. They proved it in the comic book.
That's right.
Laurel approaches Oliver in an inappropriate dress for a wedding or a wedding reception.
Yeah.
Like that was like I don't know what that was. It was she looked hot in it, but it was just not appropriate. She has a little cast and he's like, yeah, my coach is rough. And he goes, her? She's like, don't worry about it. Felicity comes over and apparently she caught the bouquet. And then Oliver is like, hey, yeah, we're going to address this elephant in the room, our failed romance. Basically is how that went down. And Felicity's like, Ray makes me happy. But then, like, she gets a text, of course.
Well, he's talking to her about how that Ray obviously really cares about her and all this. And okay, I know we haven't talked about the next episode yet, but I got to make a point here. Okay, in the next episode, she freaks out because Ray says he loves her, right? Shouldn't she freak out more about the guy she used to like telling her that the guy she likes now really likes her? Shouldn't that weird her out more?
It's Felicity. She gives me whiplash these days. Hopefully, when we retcon the timeline, they'll fix that.
Because I'm just like going, no, I think that my former almost ex telling me that this other guy really cares about me and stuff would weird me out more than the actual guy telling me that he loves me.
Well, I don't know, because it's Ray and it's so soon. Like, I would be more freaked out. Me personally, in that situation, that exact situation, because I don't like people who say that I love you word too soon. Like it makes me feel like they don't actually know what the word means.
Yeah,
like,
but she did just save his life.
Exactly, Kelly.
At her own peril.
Exactly. So that's also could be another thing. You know, you might not want to say that in that particular circumstance because it might not be how you actually feel.
Yeah, true.
So, I don't know. Like, I'm just one of those weird people. I'm not very lovey-dovey, touchy-feely. So.
And you know me. I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
Look out.
One of the only people that I allow to hug me, Kelly. You really are. So, she gets that stupid text update about Ra's al Ghul. Well, not Ra's al Ghul. Somebody's killing people dressed as the Arrow.
not killing people dressed as Zero. Somebody dressed as Zero is killing people.
Oh, that damn Lysdexia strikes again. You know what I'm
Yes, I do know it.
Thank you. That's why I have a co-host.
I just wanted to make sure they knew what you were saying.
Yeah, there we go. This recap was not the best choice, apparently. Anyway, Team Arrow retreats to the Foundry where they watch a press conference. Wait, was it Ray Palmer or was it Quentin?
It was Ray.
Okay, I'm getting the two episodes mixed up now. Ray Palmer publicly announces a manhunt for the Arrow, not knowing that the Arrow was framed. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, because he said that he was going to use his substantial resources.
Yeah. Oliver puts a plan into action, but insists that Diggle and Lila still go to Fiji for their honeymoon.
Go to the airport. Live a life. Which I think is nice of him.
I think they should have went to Corto Maltese. But Fiji is nice.
Fiji would be nice. But I'm just saying, it's cool that, Oliver gets that, okay, you know what? Somebody needs to have a little normal life. If it can't be me, let it be my friends that I care about. I think that's kind of noble.
Well, that's as noble as Oliver's been or will be for quite some time. So I'll take it where I can get it.
Yes.
So they get in their limo, but of course, Deadshot's there waiting for them. Yeah, the Suicide Squad is needed for another mission, so that honeymoon's gonna have to wait after all. So they go to Argus headquarters, and Amanda Waller tells them that Task Force X must extract the U.S. senator who's being held hostage by Cosnian terrorists. And guess what? We have a new member, and it's Cupid, channeling her best Harley Quinn. Literally. It's an Easter egg that we will get to. Once in Cosnia, the squad approaches a hospital holding the hostages. Cupid says that she's still in love with Arrow and can't wait to marry him. Deadshot calls her crazy, and Diggle and Lila are like, he says that Diggle and Lila are crazy for getting married, and I'll just say, again.
Yeah, because love is like a bullet to the head. Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Is that a song? I feel like that's a song.
There is a song that references that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple songs that reference that, but can't think what they are right now.
Lila and Diggle instantly begin arguing over their strategy, but miraculously and mercifully find a freaking compromise. It's like, that's why you guys got divorced in the first place. I remember what you said, even if the writers don't. Anyway, this cues a flashback, which causes me to panic, but luckily we're not dealing with a Hong Kong flashback. Oh no.
And no struggle wig.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Soldier Deadshot kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, just it was.
Well, yelling at the kid one.
Well, up to that point.
Yelling at the kid freaked me out a little bit, but
so I was like, "Oh, we're having a this is a Deadshot fight, not a like." I thought this was going to be a Diggle episode. Silly me.
Oh, silly you!
Took 2 minutes of the episode, and now Deadshot gets the flashback. Okay, random is random.
No fro this week. Sorry.
Hashtag inside joke. You had to be there.
Yeah.
So this first flashback is like when Floyd Lawton returns home to his wife and his young child after like a crap ton of military tours. Because, yeah, if he served in Afghanistan or anywhere during post 9/11, they were keeping you there.
Well, and he was a sniper and he was good at it.
Oh, that doesn't remind me of any movies that have come out in the past 8 years.
I don't know.
Just 3,
None
4,
that even
6
came out in the last 6
years?
months.
American Sniper.
Mm.
Anyway, it's the first time Floyd has even met his daughter, who seems a little bit scared of Floyd. Children do have the best sense of these things. Back at the Arrow Cave, Oliver suits up and begins looking for Ra's al Ghul while he's patrolling. He busts a drug raid in a warehouse, but there's a quiver of a League of Assassins dressed as the Arrow. Get it? See what I did there? They fight, but several other costume imposters enter the warehouse and start fighting with Arrow. And guess who shows up? Sexy Carl Yoon, a.k.a. Maceo. And he, tells him, hey, we're going to keep doing this until you do what Roz wants you to do. And if Arrow doesn't, the murders will continue. And then using a smoke grenade, Mateo channels his inner Batman and disappears into the vapors. It seems like Oliver's problems are getting worse because, flying through the skies of Starling City, Adam seems to have found out that the arrow equals Oliver Queen.
Wonder how he figured that out.
We'll get there. The next day, Ray tells Felicity that he knows the arrow is Oliver. And he goes, oh, okay, so you knew that. All right. And Felicity tries to convince Ray that Oliver is being framed, but Ray doesn't trust Oliver, and now he doesn't trust Felicity. But I'm like, dude, I'll tell you like she tells other people. It's not her secret to tell. Although she did tell Barry Oliver's secret. It was extreme dire circumstances.
Yes. Well, and I was surprised at Ray's IQ. Well, I'm just saying, he literally says his IQ, and I'm like thinking, you've got how many degrees?
Wait, what did you say his IQ was?
140.
That's it?
Yeah, exactly. My thought.
What?
Like,
How did I miss that? Maybe they don't know how IQs work. I don't know. Most people don't, actually. They think 100's good.
Yeah. Well,
writers maybe want to do a little more research next time.
Maybe.
Just a little bit. I must have glossed over that because it sounded so ridiculous. So after that, he's like, I don't know if I have feelings for you. I'm just gonna go bring Arrow to justice now. Later, Chica. Meanwhile, in Kaznia, the Suicide Squad is trying to figure out how best to do that, and we get some more Deadshot flashbacks. And it basically kind of recalls the beginning of his PTSD, where he's very angry, antisocial, and other things. And he's always snapping at his wife. And then he does that crazy thing with the gun. And I was just like, holy crap. I could not believe they went there. I was like, Arrow, you're getting a little too real here. So back at the Arrow Cave, to cut the tension, I guess, Felicity tells Oliver that Ray knows his secret. And she tells Oliver that Ray will come after him and share Oliver's secrets with the police. And so we cut to like the district attorney's office where he's talking to Laurel. I'm like, really, B? Really? Once you figure out that Oliver Queen is the Arrow, and Felicity is working with him, everything else should snap into place. It does, but I'm surprised it didn't snap in place before he showed up at Laurel's place of employment.
Yes. Hello.
It's like literally the minute she said no to him, everything clicked. He's like, and you worked with Ted Grant, who was also a vigilante. And I'm like, okay, that's too much.
Yeah.
And I like how Laurel says, she's like, I'd be careful what you say, because Oliver could sue for defamation and win, and maybe even get his company back. I'm like, oh dear God, no. He does not deserve that company back. Anyway, back in Kaznia, the squad finds the senator and the other hostages. The senator starts panicking, though, because apparently this was all a setup. So the senator gets crazy and pulls a gun and points it at Deadshot. Of all people, you don't want to point a gun at Deadshot. Just saying, man, that was a bad move.
With a name like Deadshot.
But Cupid saves Deadshot's life, and he's still hit in a non-lethal area. And of course, Cupid, in her deranged manner, falls in love with him instantly.
Of course.
So he basically monologues his plan and says, now everybody's gotta die.
Uh-huh. Sure.
And they're like, dude, this place is rigged with timed explosives and they could go at any moment. And then Diggle and Lila are like, we'll never make it home to our daughter. And Deadshot's like, don't worry, little lady, I got you.
I know people who won't even fly in the same airplane because they don't want to leave their kid an orphan.
That is really extreme, bro. Like, I just was like, okay. Nobody has kids on staff except for James Bamford, apparently. So, and I know, well, him and Steven are the only ones I know.
Yeah, well, and first ones don't really count because the first ones you're like so paranoid anyway. You'd think they'd have this planned.
A contingency, yes.
Yes.
I was like, meanwhile, who's babysitting Sarah? Like, I really want to know.
Same person that's feeding Slade.
Oh, Argus. Basically. She will never let the feeding Slade thing go, ever. I swear, if we ever meet men who've been in together, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, can you hold this tin can and we're gonna get some thing for your supper?"
Such a sweetie, he would.
He really would. Think. So that threat of danger triggers a new flashback from Floyd. He's in prison following the assault on his family, but Hive bails him out. And representative from Hive, I'm assuming it was Queen Bee, who is basically the equivalent of Amanda Waller, tells Floyd.
Be the bounty hunter?
Oh, wow. Oh,
God.
wow. So the lady's like, "Hey, your family's never gonna love you again, but we can give them money. And here's your target, Andrew Diggle." Anyway, in Starling City, Oliver confronts Ray in his office. He claims his innocence, but Ray's like, "Yeah, no, I don't." So, Oliver apparently takes that at face value and returns to the Arrow Cave, and he's like, Ray's he's unstable, and I'm like, kettle, calling the pot black. And then, of course, we have to have another Velocity conversation. Ugh.
Of course.
Just with this. I can't wait till the timeline resets and this never happened. Sorry, Velocity shippers. This dragged both characters down.
A lot more is going to happen if you saw the preview, so.
Oh, Oliver says that, like himself, Ray can never be a romantic partner and a vigilante. It just doesn't work. Oh, Oliver, stop saying that. You and Laurel, well, in the comic books, Oliver and Laurel work it out.
Yeah, well, okay. Question: If you care about somebody and you're not in a relationship with them, versus you care about somebody and you're in a relationship with them, does it really matter if you're in a relationship or not? If they're in danger, are you not going to do the same thing because you care?
For the life of me, all I have to say is Superman and Lois, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, just enough said about that. Like, just stop. Stop with the excuses, Oliver. Either you can't have it both ways. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it just drives me absolutely insane because there are plenty of cases where it actually does work. To interrupt that little bit of stuff, they get a tip that a drug shipment is in progress across town. But he shows up to the scene with Arsenal, and it's just the Atom chilling because he set a trap. Now, that was fun. The Atom almost gets the best of Oliver, but Oliver totally Batmans it up and disrupts Ray's armor and draws his bone on him. He goes, "I ain't gonna kill you because I don't want Felicity yelling at me. So, if I was the man you thought I was, I would kill you, but I'm not. So, do I have your trust or no?"
He tells him to trust Felicity.
I'm kind of omitting that because that was garbage.
Yeah, well.
And like, you two, who talks like that? Definitely not Oliver.
Not usually.
Back in Cosnia, oh my God, we're still there. And August the 14th gets the upper hand on the senator, but the senator still has the detonator for the building's bomb. Everybody puts their weapons down, but he goes, that one guy that I shot, where is he? And then, like, on cue, Deadshot shoots the detonator out of his hand, and then the senator's, like everything just falls apart, basically, at that particular point. And we see everybody leaving the building except for Deadshot, because he's providing cover until everybody reaches safety. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough time to exit the building before the bomb's automatic timers go off.
Well, he plans that. Yeah, he knows. Exactly. He knows.
But which we'll get to. Taking one last look at an old family photo, Deadshot welcomes the explosion and dies. I use that as, yes, that was air quotes you heard. I'm still not sure because we can technically bring Floyd Lawton back, maybe, but just not Deadshot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we won't be able to use the name Deadshot, but it'll just be Floyd. Michael Rowe is just, like, way too... Like, he's just gotten bigger than that. Do you know what I mean? In the fandom especially. And they have consistently improved this particular character from its first inception to its last, air date. Leaps and bounds. It's ridiculous how far he has come as a character, and it would be a shame to completely lose that character. Yeah,
and I'm glad we got some of his backstory, too.
Oh, that's when I knew we were in trouble. I'm like, Suicidal Tendencies, we're doing a dead... Oh, okay. I was like, but what about Shadow, though? Like, the Deadshot that, but Shadow was in the last Hong Kong flashback. You can't just leave me in suspense. Okay. Meanwhile, back in the Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice, Felicity and Oliver patch things up. Diggle returns to the cave, and the two share a shot of vodka, but not before Diggle had a little conversation with Lila when they were reunited with their daughter. So Lila resigned from Argus because she didn't want Diggle to stop being a vigilante. Well, it's not like he gets much field work anyway.
Well, she's proud of the work that they've, the things that they've done and to clean up the city, but she doesn't realize what's going on now.
So it was just like, maybe I should both just retire, go live in Fiji, maybe.
There you go.
Just, I don't know. That was like a really weird scene. Like, and now that they're married and she resigned from Argus, I'm like, oh man, we're stuck with this now. Like, no offense, but like, dude, I don't like any of my heroes married. Like, I don't need that marital drama. If I got to take out the trash, but you can help him defuse a bomb, So yeah, but they do the little vodka shot and everything. And across town, Ray Palmer tells Captain Lance and the district attorney that he's like, maybe the hero was being set up. And just at that particular moment, an arrow bursts through the window. It hits the district attorney in the heart, and we pull back, and we see that it's Maseo dressed as the arrow. And then, like, Captain Lance is like, that's it. That's the last straw. Put APB out on the arrow.
Shoot to kill.
That's where we ended episode 317, Suicidal Tendencies. We didn't have that many Easter eggs. That we got a new 52 Easter egg after, like, forever not having one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was the news. We hadn't seen the news in a while.
Yeah, that's true. We had Channel 52 News, and you had, there was a lot of them in The Flash.
Yeah, always.
Oh, my God. In the Trickster episode, the number of Easter eggs was insane.
I know. I can't wait to talk about them tomorrow.
Oh, my goodness.
We already kind of talked about how it was a little American snipery, so I'll just
cover
that. We finally get to see Floyd Lawton's family because his daughter plays a huge role in his relationship with the Green Arrow in the comic books. Oliver often looks in on her from time to time, and I was hoping Diggle would take that up.
That would be cool.
And I think maybe now he might.
That would be awesome.
So in the Deadshot Cupid dynamic, they are actually mimicking the Deadshot Harley Quinn dynamic in the recent Suicide Squad comics. Yay for non-originality. Mm-hmm. Senator Joseph Cray is a bad guy from the Suicide comics from the 80s. He did not live very long back then either, because he came into conflict with Amanda Waller and the Suicide Squad. And, of course, Deadshot actually was the one that killed him. And fun fact about him is that Senator Joseph Cray, anyway, had a son named Adam who served as the Atom for a very short time.
Oh.
Yeah. And I heard Lila mention her friend Rick, and I'm thinking maybe that's Rick Flag, which is a huge deal for all the comic book fans. Anyway, they also mentioned Melter Power Plant, and I'm pretty sure that's a reference to the comic book writer Brad Meltzer. We've had several references to him in Arrow before, so there you go. What would be the grade that you would give this episode?
I think I'm going to have to give it C-.
Ooh, Kelly.
That hurts for me.
We say like we need it on the podcast. It's okay.
I feel like we didn't really further much here. We didn't move. We stayed stagnant. While I like Deadshot and it was good to know some of his backstory, I don't feel like we really pushed the storyline forward any. We just said goodbye to Floyd. And that was about it.
It was a filler episode, but at least half of it was fun. The other one definitely felt like we were biding our time, the other half of it. But I think it's to drag the Ra's al Ghul storyline out a little bit as to make it not like, oh, this all just happened in one episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. That does need to go on for a little while so that Oliver can feel his punishment.
So I get it. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but I get it.
Yeah.
I think for me, I would give this a C, a flat C. It's very average. Like I said, we're back to problems that we were struggling with in season 2, with the 2 storylines that don't quite mesh. Not enough action, very generic, bland action. Very actually, don't know why they decided to do the PTSD storyline now. I feel like it would be more appropriate to do it for Oliver back in the beginning of season 1. But better late than never, because for me, that is actually a very near and dear topic to me, because I know tons of people who have served in the military who suffer from that and other things.
Yep.
So, but it was just like, about damn time.
Yeah, I completely concur.
Like, I think that because a lot of people grew up with, superheroes, and it's like if a superhero deals with something, then it makes it a little more relatable, a little more accessible to talk about. Like, for instance, when, Batgirl turns into Oracle and she goes into the wheelchair, that changed the lives of a lot of people. You know what I mean? They have somebody to look up to.
Okay, you know what else kind of bugged me about this episode? Cosnia.
I know.
Okay, could somebody not think of anything besides combining Kazakhstan and Bosnia?
Yeah, literally what I was thinking. And I'm just like, and I don't even think that's a thing in the DC Comics, honestly. Like, we've had a lot of places in the DC Comics world, and I don't think Cosnia is one of them. I'll have to look that up. You guys can yell at me if I'm wrong in the email. I'm pretty sure that was just straight up TV garbage.
If you yell in the email, use capital letters.
Yeah, of course, all caps. That's the only way to communicate on the internet, Kelly. Don't you know that? What do you think was the best scene of the night?
If we're gonna have a super suit, I actually kind of didn't mind the effects for Ray's super suit.
The effects, but the suit itself.
Like when he flew.
Okay.
That was actually, if we're gonna go there, for a TV show, that's pretty doggone good.
I definitely think that it was when Diggle returned from his mission and he and Oliver get out the vodka and Oliver does the thing. Like, I like the bro TP that is Quiggle and we don't get enough of it. What was your most memorable moment?
When there were words scrolling down the screen at the end. Oh, no.
Kelly, that is a little thing to say. You're not allowed to say something like that, Kelly. I thought you on here to be the good cop in this particular case.
Okay, Quentin, if Quentin can have bipolar, so can I. I would say I kind of, even though it was kind of a weird moment, when Ray tells Felicity he's figured it out.
Felicity's telling everybody in the Arrow Cave about Ray and his suit, and Roy goes, he built a super suit? That's pretty cool. Do you have any lines that stick out?
Well, I did get a kick out of Cupid's line about, Cupid and Deadshot going back and forth about, how she's gonna marry the Arrow, and how they're gonna have all these beautiful, strong babies, and Deadshot's like, does he know this?
Oh, I know what my line is. It's where Ray shows up to the thing and Diggle goes, I see you brought your +1. Oh, Ray says, nice to meet you, Ray Palmer. Diggle, John Diggle, whispers into Ray's ear, you heard her, they'll never find your body. Then he goes, nice to meet you, really loud.
True Diggle fashion.
I know. I was like, oh, I love Big Brother Diggle. It's the best. I guess I'm just going to do shameless plugs and self-promotion because, I have no conspiracy theories that I haven't already shared with you guys, unless Kelly does.
Too many to count.
Yep. I mean, and I'm pretty sure if you are listening to a podcast and you're probably on the internet trolling and you've seen the most pervasive fan theory about how the Flash affects Arrow, so I won't even regurgitate it for you guys. Unless you want me to, then send an email and I'll regurgitate it if you haven't heard it.
Yeah, because, wow, it'll mess with your head.
So, time for shameless plugs and self-promotion. I want to remind you guys to download the podcast. Oh yeah, subscribe, rate, review. Download because streaming doesn't count.
That's right.
You can find us on Twitter at QC_SMG pod. Our email is queenconsolidated.smg@gmail.com. You can find us on Tumblr at queenconsolidatedpodcast.tumblr.com. And where can they find you, Kelly?
Oh, goodness. Well, you can find me just about everywhere. Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, wherever. At Supersquint. That's SUPERSQUINT. And I also write for voiceoftv.com. And you can hear me also co-hosting on Before the Bat with Phil and Tyler. And of course, the lovely Flashpoint with the lovely Miss Lilith.
Aww, thank you so much. As for me, you can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. You can find me on Tumblr at either superwho.junkie.tumblr.com or lilithberryhellfire.tumblr.com. Be sure to check out my blog, littlepopculturevulture.blogspot.com. It is April, so that means A to Z Challenge. I am writing about all my favorite childhood movies. So far, I have All Dogs Go to Heaven, Bambi, Charlotte's Web. I'm doing Dick Tracy. And then Saturday, I'll be doing Election, starring the lovely Reese Witherspoon. So yeah, be sure to check it out. So that just about does it. I hope you just enjoyed our discussion on episode 317, Suicidal Tendencies. So unless you're stuck on a hellish island, please be sure to join us next week when we discuss episode 318, Public Enemy, which was a great movie starring Johnny Depp.
Ouch!
Being consolidated, signing off.